How's it going, guys? Back with another stream today. We're going to be busting out the Abzan Stoneblade again, but we're going to be trying out the 80 card list again. I still think I want to get more data on how good the eighth card is in hand, i.e., the Yorion. And it's a drawback of having the inconsistencies that come with 80 cards worth it. Um, I guess, like I mentioned before on my previous deck text when streaming, the 80 card version is, I think BJX is one of those decks where you actually don't have any like synergies that you're dependent on. Um, like I always compare to like taxes, right? Like taxes is kind of like that Yorion deck where I would argue that deck is a little more heavily reliant on like the synergies, right? Like you really want Thali in a lot of matches, right? You really want when you draw Leonin Arbiter, you really want Ghost Quarter in that matchup, where you want to draw Path with Leonin Arbiter. I feel like with BGX, like you don't have that kind of like game plan. I feel like you have plenty of discard spells where they're redundant. Every removal spell is just a removal spell, right? Like you don't care if you draw a push or a decay or a Kaya spell as long as it kills the threat on board. Like you don't care which card you draw, right? And I feel like when you're drawing a two drop, you don't really care which two drop you draw. Specifically in certain matchups, like you don't care if you draw a Dot Bob or a Goif. You kind of just want to draw one of those against like big mana, right? There's a lot of matchups where you do want like these grindy effects, but like whether it's Lingering Souls or Luris or Liliana, like all these effects are very very good. So there's a lot of redundancies that kind of nullify like you want to draw a certain card, but it's like it doesn't really matter. And I'm trying to figure out if that is really truly the case. That's kind of what you see on paper, right? But like, is this true in practice? And I went 2-3-4-1-4-1 with various 80 card builds. So it's overall it's pretty successful. Um, it's just how many times did I really need Yorion? And like the first league, I didn't. I think I casted Yorion 0 times, and then in the last league where I went 4-1 on stream with this, I cast Yorion maybe like 3 times, and those times I cast it actually won me the game. So it's like, is that trade off worth it? And that's what we're kind of here to find out. So we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited. I really want to just figure out if 80 card is worth it, or if I should just stick with oh no, I don't have enough tickets. Let me I guess I used up all of them. My last league obviously did not go well. We're gonna add 10 chests. Let's do go. Oh, let's just go to treasure chest here. Apologies, I didn't realize I used up all my play points here. How many can I get? Hello? How many can I add? 24 tickets. Sounds good to me. Have to trade. Okay. Apologies for that. Again, it's like I was like watching like my past stream about it, and I was like, I wonder. Like I was just like looking. I was like, the downside of course with this 80 cards is like you're gonna be less likely to draw your sideboard cards too. Like I think I beat Scales that one match, and like I was really lucky to have my Plague Engineer as my one of that just won me the game. It's like is that gonna consistently happen with 80 cards? And that's kind of the drawback that you kind of need a bigger sample size for. How's it going, submarine guy? Nice stream for a steady background noise. What are you what are you studying? Hopefully you do well on your exam. It's like get super OTD with having it look pretty on Moto. As we wait for the pairing. Cool. Nope, no one wants to play Modern. No one wants to play Modern. Hopefully this goes well. I really want to just try hash this out because it's like really undecided between if like this is better or worse than just 60 cards. I like on paper, like the drawback is kind of minimal, right? Like, and it's like I mentioned before, like it's kind of fun to build 80 cards because I get to add cards I normally won't be able to run. Like I can have the one of Cling, the one of Hex Drinker. I can actually run Bobs. I'm able to fit Lingering Soul, Skyclave Apparition, Luris, and Kaya's Guile all in the main. Like that just feels pretty good. Final exam for spring semester. Ooh. You quarter or semester? Because of your semester, your exam should be in the end of May, right? If I remember correctly. How's it going, Slayerfall? Hope you're doing well. On the draw, this hand is so close. We have like, and even if we miss a draw step, like we have interaction. I kind of want to keep this hand. I'm gonna be a little greedy here. Basic island. Land. Easy. Easy land. Nope. Basic island is tough. That means a lot of the cards in our hand are kind of dead. Oh, we're against Soul Hoarder again. Oh, so disgusting. We just gotta aggro them, I guess. This matchup is like so bad. We keep playing against this deck with on Yorion. Like there's like Ephemerate like decks that are just so bad for us. Land. Never didn't have it. I kind of want to get Sword of Fire and Ice here. Just to like attack through these dummies. Oh, geez, really? That sounds awful. Then again, there is that gap. I remember because damn it. My school semester, and like I remember between like January to like May, there was like nothing. So it's just like I didn't get any holidays during that time either, which was miserable. I guess I just have to decay this, right? But do I decay this now? I guess so. I guess I wait for it to decay it. How's it going, Ninja? How's it going, K1MNO? I don't know if there's a proper way to pronounce that. I'm just gonna decay this. Because if they ephemerate, there's nothing for them to target anyway, so it's fine. I'll probably block here. Wall of Omens? My mental has been gone. Sorry to hear that. Land? I'll probably just take the opportunity to push this now before they have Ephemerate up. Because they can't Ephemerate right now. Yeah, me and my girlfriend talk all the time where we still have like nightmares about like exams and stuff. Okay, how about a land, huh? How about a land? So we can get this Liliana going. Huh. Sucks that we just get a 1-1 out of this exchange, which is unfortunate. 4-1 league easy? I hope so, Drea. I sure hope so. I wish it was that easy. This is definitely. I've gone on the record say this matchup is like almost unwinnable. Any like ephemerate soul hoarder, especially when we miss these land drops. Really wish I could have Liliana here. Then we would actually have a shot. And again, if they like ephemerate the Skyclave, I actually don't mind. There's nothing on their like on our board that they could really Skyclave. So if they want to save it, it's actually fine with me. Decays are coming in clutch. Watcher. Oh, they have a wall. Okay. Okay. It's fine. Now this little Liliana is kind of awkward. Kind of awkward. We're just never draw their land. I get it. I get it. I get it. Got a batter skull here. How are you gonna sideboard? EE. I don't know if I want Plague Mans. If we can like name Spirit, and they can essentially never cast a Soul Order, but that sounds pretty bad. I wish this was a Spirit, and then it doesn't. It's like a nice 2-for-1. Okay. So they probably have the cat combo. I think this is like the Aspiring Spike list. Yeah. It's just unfortunate because it's just the type of deck that like we just naturally just cannot beat, you know? Okay. I think we shut the pass a turn with sword. The problem is like we can't even attack either. So maybe I just have to flash and batter skull just to be able to attack. By the way, they bottom with the Healy Scry. So not looking good. Not looking good at all. Can't even put Yorion in hand, you know? Like, this is not looking good. Yeah. I mean, they could go for cat combo here. You got it, buddy. You got it. I think Plague Engineer is actually decent. I think we want the explosives. I think we can cut the Graveyard Hake, the Clings. Swap the sword. Do I just cut the Hex Drinker? Probably. Just because they just have Skyclave Apparition. I think this is fine. Unfortunately, that was our first match, but it is what it is. This hand's solid. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic. Hold up, push. They have 1 land. Do we just take the Mimic here? I kind of want to. Like, we need to like get really lucky. I don't mind just taking the Mimic. And just hope they don't just whiff on lands. I think we have to be greedy. We have to be greedy. It's very greedy, but I think we have to do it. Kai's Guile. Get me my batter skull. Whiff. No land. Damn it. Damn it to hell. Wall? Yeah. I think I pushed this main phase. I don't want them like hold up Ephemerate and we just get blown out. Watcher. Okay. No land, please. All right. So I don't mind just holding up Yorion. I could also just Lilion and just start plussing. I don't know if that's the fight we want to do, though. I don't think the Kai... Like, if they have the land in hand, I kind of don't want them to get valued now. So I don't think there's a point in Kaya's Gailing now. I kind of want to put Yorion in hand. So I'll put Yorion in hand. I don't think there's any... I don't think I like Lilioning here. Just in case they have the land under here. How's it going, Etherealize? Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a good weekend. Just put this away for now. Let's hide that. This is what I talk about. Like, we just think it lucky. Hope they whiff on lands. Hopefully we draw a Sword and Fire and Ice. You know, we can just ignore this Watcher. Because they most definitely have a land under here, right? Yorion's kind of showing value here, right? Like, we can actually just ignore a lot of these cards and just fly over, right? Because I guess we could have Lily on it, but it just has to be a land under here, right? So I guess we could have like Kai's Guile instead of putting Yorion in hand, but like this like just sets up such a better turn. Where you can just have a Yorion in play and then eventually just equip a sword to it. So Yorion's looking pretty good. Pretty good. This card's so busted. this is like type of card that like BJX players just hate to play against. We're getting lucky though. Our opponent just has a stop on upkeep though. They disconnect or they double queuing. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, well, they're just kind of twiddling their thumbs. I do want to point out for those who haven't paid attention to the deck tech that this, I actually shifted this list to a more black-white base, which is why there's like concealed courtyards instead of blooming marshes. There's a second plains just to be able to catch Yorion through a blood moon. There's Skyclave apparition, so there's a lot of interplay there. Okay. The thing is, though, is if they don't play a land, do I attack with this Batter Skull? I think the answer is no. Like I can 100% guess there's a land under here, right? So I kind of just want to use Yorion and just flicker Stoneforge Mystic, get a sword. Kind of like that. Let's just do that. And we just like ignore everything that's on the ground. Just do that. Get a Sword of Fire and Ice. Just like next turn, just equip Sword to Germ. Attack through. Okay. So they probably have the land now. Just F6 here. You actually just have lethal at this point. Okay. They need exactly Path to Exile. Okay. Did you have the path? Nope. Yorion, baby. Okay. Yeah, y'all on board with Yorion now? Y'all on board with Yorion now? This was good. This was good. Gotta document all the times Yorion has been relevant, you know? Like, that's just like, I'm on board now. Like, I was kind of on the fence, but now I'm kind of on board here. I'm gonna make a folder called Yorion Matters. That was good. Yorion flickering a Stoneforge Mystic. 100% mattered there. Ooh, this hand is like kind of not great. Like, I kind of have to keep it though. Like, this hand's so good. It's just tempo wise, it's just so bad. I feel like we just have to keep this. Untap Black Source. Untap Black Source. Easy. Easy. They just have all the glass pool mimics now. That's really funny. I think I just take the Ephemerate here. There's just too much value. Yeah, I think I just have to take the Ephemerate here. Let me move that here so I don't forget about it. There's too much value. Wall? Yep. That was a great draw. So talking about we can fit Bobs in this deck. Let's go. No Skyclave me. Don't Skyclave me. No. Don't Skyclave me, please. No. Oh. That's acceptable. 100% acceptable. Take the Goif. Okay. That's a lot of untapped lands. They have Watcher, Glasspool Mimic, Glasspool Mimic. I think I just have to play the sword now. And then we just start going aggro a little bit. I kind of like that. Kind of like just getting the sword out there. Hope they don't draw Ephemerate or a Soul Hoarder or a Skyclave Apparition. And we're actually in a decent spot. They play this as a land. Interesting. Watcher. Okay. Okay. Sure. They have Path. They would Path Bob now. Oh, okay. That's not bad. Like, if you're spending your turn ephemerating that, like, that's actually fine. Like, that means my Bob is just, like, protected, you know? Okay. Ooh. Because, like, now we can, like, actually cast this Path if we really wanted to. I think I'm going to bubble on their turn. Equip the sword here. Get in there, Bob. I mean, we're just running it as an 8th card, right? So I think the value is there. Like, you saw that last game where it's like we didn't need to get too much value out of it. We just cast a 5-mana 4/5 flyer and it won the game, you know? Let's see what it's targeting. And then we can bobble them, see what they draw. We know they have Glasspool Mimic Unknown. What are they gonna draw here? A land. Okay. I think we honestly just let this happen. Well, I guess they're gonna. I messed up because they're gonna hide away this, right? So I should have waited until this resolved. That was a slight misplay. Because I actually don't care if this happens because I want it to just come to a tap, so I'm gonna attack with this, you know. So that was kind of a big misplay. Because now I want to know what they're drawing now, right? So I should have waited until that resolved. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Well, I'm going to push now. Just so we have bodies. It doesn't matter. It's random. Liliana. Interesting. How's it going, Lily Isotope? Hope you're doing well. Do I just put Yorion in hand? Do I Liliana plus? I could also argue for Liliana minus thing, and then they just lose the Watcher. Let's attack. think just Liliana plus, honestly. But they can just attack with the Watcher. I could put Yorion in. I could also just hold up Path. What did I reveal with Bob? Explosives. So they know these 3 cards here. I kind of like just putting Yorion in hand. Because like Liliana doesn't do anything. If I cast Liliana, I should have done it pre-combat so they sack the wall, right? I could also just like play Goyf and commit more to the board. But like Yorion actually wins the game quicker. It just costs 3 extra. Oh, 2 more to cast. I thought it was 3 more. That's actually not bad. Maybe I just go Goyf this turn just so we have more bodies. And then next turn we can go Path plus put Yorion in hand. I think that's the play. Just so we can commit more to the board. Because we want to start to be able to attack, right? That's not good. Yeah, any of our plays we weren't able to hold up Path, right? We can just EE for 3 now. Unless they pick Spellbinder, which they don't. We're lucky. Okay, that's actually really good for us. Because now we just like put E on 3, kill most of our blockers, and we're able to attack. And we're able to deal 5. It's not bad. No. Oh, actually, that doesn't work. We can still E on 3. With that, like with this, like we'll pay for 1, and then it's like the Thali attacks. So that's actually really good for us. Yep. Exactly. Trying to make sure this is correct. Explosives looking very good here. I wish I had a push. Oh, like now they have the block here. Now we're in pretty good shape. They can rebound this, but then they just don't have blockers, though. That's the problem. Like, this is actually really bad. Unless the card they have in hand is actually really good, right? Okay. Like them taking explosives was just actually not right. It didn't matter. Okay, so I think they know our whole hand, right? So I can hide all that. Dark Confidant, baby. I miss Bob. Oh, kinda cringe. 80 card deck, same play pattern, 3 games with no mole. I mean, you do realize like it's just removal, right? It's not like there's any difference between push or path. Like it's a removal spell. Yorion. Opponent Tron player confirmed. Oh, dude, I am so on board with Yorion. Yorion winning his game too, and just having room for like bombs and stuff. I'm on board, dude. Buy your goddamn foil Yorions right now. This is. I gotta just compile all this stuff on Twitter, so I'm gonna screenshot this as well. That is so funny. Oh my god. On Yorion on board. Let's go. That's a cool ass shock emote sub guy. That's so funny. Bro, playing cards kind of cringe, not gonna lie. Just got him, you know? Just got him. I mean, they also just like didn't realize that the EE, like, not that it mattered too much, but like the EE really just didn't. Like, it's not like the EE play would have mattered, but like just didn't. Like them taking EE literally just didn't do anything. Like you literally just put the E on the companion zone. Like, all right, cool, I'll just cast it, right? Like whatever. And like I said, that was probably one of our worst matchups, and we won. And Yori won his game 2. Game 3, Dark Confidant was just absurd. And like I said, like this is like the like 80 cards less us fit in cards like Dark Confidant, you know? It's nice because I can play all the cards that I want in Abzan in this 80 card list, right? I can main deck a Cling, I can main deck a Hexdrinker, Dark Confidant, I can fit Lingering Souls, Skyclave Apparition, Luna Leon of the Veil, Luris, and Kaya's Guile, right? Like just being able to put all that into one deck is just like kind of makes 80 cards worth it. You know, it's like it's not like I need any of those cards specifically. I don't need to draw them really consistently at all, right? I just want to have access to them, you know? It's pretty good. I'm on board. Yorion, you did great. Do I just play this untapped? Probably not, right? Probably not. Abzan Trade Binder, as we say. That's definitely gonna be the new name. Is Abzan Trade Binder for sure, 100%. I should. That's the new name. I was thinking like Top Ramen because we have Sky Noodle here, so it's like, it's since it's a noodle, I like calling it Top Ramen. But I think Abzan Trade Binder is definitely the better name for sure, for sure. Scalding Tarn. Serum Visions. Okay, that makes me glad that I did not just shock this in. Basic Island, though. I guess we just slam this Goyf, right? Just to start attacking. I wonder if I get like Storm or something. Island, Scalding Tarn, Serum Visions. It could be Blue Moon too. And we're kind of like naked to a Blood Moon, honestly. Okay. Interesting. Watery gave Sleight of Hand. I guess we can just cast this Stoneforge Mystic. Probably get a Batter Skull here, just because you have the second one. I could try to get like a sword, but so it could also be Inverter. I'm trying to figure out if I want to hold a Fatal Push. I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no, because next turn we want to like go Stoneforge / hold up Stoneforge, right? So maybe we just do this just to save life. If it's Inverter, then our life total kind of doesn't matter, but I just have a feeling this push is kind of dead, essentially. Unless they go like Thassa's Oracle. In which case I kind of get punished. Oh, they're on Lotus Field. Interesting. Oh, so they're just on kind of like... It's just interesting. Are they going off? Are they going off? Twiddle. So this is Twiddle Storm. Got it. Oh, that's a cool Twiddler. I didn't realize Twiddle was in 7th edition. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, Eidolon plus Damping Sphere seems pretty good in this matchup, wouldn't you say so? This is turn 3 that they're going off here. This is interesting. Definitely interesting. Trying to figure out if Gaddock Teague is worth it. It's probably like... I don't think Fulminator is worth it. We can't destroy the field. So it's like Eidolon. I don't even know if Ashiok is worth it, because like they just go off. Opponent playing Solitaire? Yeah. So I guess we want Damping Sphere and Eidolon, and I think that's it. We already main deck like Spell Bombs and stuff, right? So we just board out 4 pushes, bring in Eidolon. Damping Sphere, Damping Sphere. I don't think Gaddock Teague does anything, right? It's definitely interesting. I saw Twiddle Storm like win a challenge like months ago. I just want to see what else they have. If they reveal anything else. That's kind of interesting. Okay. I'm not going to make my opponent go through that. But I do want to see if they were going to reveal anything else. Yeah, I don't know if the Gaddock Teague does anything, right? Probably just board out the paths and pushes. I'm gonna look up what's in. So they do have Past and Flames. So Galactic seems worth it. They do have Arya too. So we do keep in some decay. I don't think Ashdok does anything, right? Like, outside of like exiling cards in the graveyard, but I feel like when they go off, they just go off, right? So I feel like the Ashdok doesn't do anything, and they don't like tutor either. And like explosives only hits Arya if they bring it in, which they probably do. They don't even have like that many. They don't even have any hits for fulminator, so we can't even like fulminate them off either. So like, is Ashdok better than EE? I guess Ashdok just does something, right? But I feel like they're not gonna do anything until they can go off. Like they're not gonna cast like these rituals. They're essentially not really gonna cast unless they're going off, right? It's like doesn't matter. I guess we just worry in the Ashyoks. And just honestly just hope that we don't draw them. Essentially, we're just gonna mull in a Damping Sphere or Eidolon, I think, or just a lot of discard spells. Here, we're gonna put it in hand. Ta-da! Hopefully they don't have a Rubeless spell for the said Damping Sphere. Hopefully not. Play this. Pass the turn. Land wouldn't be too bad, I think. Lingering Souls is not the best draw. But if we can go Lily on a plus and titch the souls, it's not too bad. Hopefully you don't have the removal spell for Damping Sphere. That is the goal here. Land. Thank you. Now we slam this Ashiok and they can't tutor. So I forgot about the Wish Claw. So this Ashiok is actually relevant here. So I'm glad I'm running the Ashiok. So going at Damping Sphere to Ashiok's not bad. A Parade. No. Oh, do they have red mana though? That's the thing. I think I just go Liliana here. Start pressuring their hand. Hopefully they don't have red mana here. That's kind of the goal. I guess they do have Lotus Field. So they could play Lotus Field and then they have red mana up. But then no, they can't produce red mana with Lotus Field because they have a Damping Sphere in play. It produces colorless. Okay, no red mana. Inquisition. I guess we just have to Inquisition, right? Take their braid. I guess we just slam Goyf, right? Or I mean, discard Goyf. The sword is definitely enticing though. I think we just discard Tomogoyf here. And hopefully Luris gets there. Definitely have the right formula here. Ooh. I think I exile the graveyard since they discarded Grave Shot. I think we target myself too. Oh, we milled our Eidolon. Gross. Okay. Good thing the Inquisition was pretty clutch then. That's a fair point, Etherealize. I was hoping I could hit like a bauble or something for my Luris, but I guess if I'm gonna do that, I guess it doesn't matter. I think I just slam Luris here. Peer through depths. Scary. They just conceded. Lucky. Had the right sequence of draws. So Ashok definitely proved value there. Glad I brought that in. I regret milling because now we just revealed Eidolon too. But I don't think it really matters. Sucks that Ashok is a turn slow against a talisman, right? So but maybe you're right, Etherealize, maybe in that specific spot where we're against like Total Storm, like it makes sense to like target them in case we hit like their 2 grape shots or like I don't know. I think we need a Mulligan to discard. I think this hand is just too slow. Are we gonna draw land into land? I think we have to Mulligan this again. This hand is like so close. Because if we can go like Thoughtseize into Eidolon on turn 3, that's like so game winning. Probably kept 7 too. Like this is like we need a functional hand as well. This hand's fine. Bottom of Cling. I think this is fine. I mean, you draw hate though. Any Fordham hate. Oh, they're just fetching. Interesting. Okay, Goyf's not bad because we can just start pressuring them. I guess we just take the talisman, right? I guess we can decay the talisman. Do we just take the pier? Frontlets of sorcery. I think we just take the talisman. They probably peer in a turn. But this doesn't find like the Lotus Field, right? I think we just take the talisman. It's the card that like actually finds the land. Eidolon off the top would be fantastic. I'd appreciate an Eidolon off the top. Our classic 1-0 that we can draw into. Classic 1-0. Okay, so we know 4 of the 5 cards. Surprised I didn't peer at end of turn. They top bottomed with Serum Visions. Decay. I'm gonna draw. Oh, I'm gonna get Sword of Feast and Famine here. And hopefully we draw an untap land next turn. Because then we can like Sword Equip Tarmogoyf untap. If we also just draw a land, if they give us Wishclaw Talisman, if they draw it, then we can just search up Eidolon. Hopefully they just don't draw Lotus Field. Punch doing math. Math is not good. Okay. Okay. Untap land would be fantastic. We have a lot of decent draws, like untap land, some hate pieces, yard hate. They top bottomed. Lingering Souls, 5, 7, 5, 6, 7. I think we just attack everything, play Lingering Souls. And have lethal. Like, there's nothing else we can do. Just present lethal on board, cross our fingers. Cross our fingers. Side of hand. Okay. They could also just grape shot a ton. Probably Ideas Unbound. Yeah. They can only float 1 mana though. Oh, but then can untap it with Dream's Grip. I'm assuming they don't have Lotus Field. They don't have Lotus Field. They just got a Braid. Okay. We draw Thoughtseize. See if... Oh, okay. Wow. Hmm. I think we have to hold up decay. If they draw exactly Lotus Field, they can twiddle, but they don't do anything. I think we just take the breach. We take the breach. They just have an aria and then 2 twiddle triggers just don't do anything, and we can just hold up decay anyway. They go to 5. 5, 1, 2. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out if I attack with a Stoneforge Mystic, right? I think I just attack with the spirits. If they don't do anything, I flash in sword, and then I equip the sword to a spirit, and then I just have lethal either way, right? Because I don't want them to twiddle my Goyf next turn, right? I guess I could puppetry and twiddle, but then they just have nothing left. Amulet for the win. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. I think I just take the breach, and then I just attack with just the spirits. Hold up the sword trigger. I get another thing is we could also flashback souls, but then we're just naked if we have a decay. If we just have decay, right? So I think I just take the breach. Like, can I afford to? I think I just attack with the spirits. Because it's not like our clock changes. And like it forces them to use both twiddle effects, right? That was a very good Thoughtseize. Okay, that was a card they drew off the top. I get like a land off the top wouldn't be bad, because then we have enough mana to equip the sword and hold up decay. They kind of can't tap out for Arya either. They just die. They need to hold up both twiddle effects. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just win. Because now they are forced to twiddle. We know all the cards in their hand, right? Yeah, we just win now. They have Arya, Twiddle, Unknown, so we just equip Sword to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we just win. It's because they can only twiddle one of these creatures. Cool. How's it going, Arcantos? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Only because I drew Dark Confidant? Confirmed. Definitely confirmed. What a lead, man. Pretty good. Pretty good. Bob. Hey, yeah, Bob actually won us round one, Marty. We are against Jeskai Soul Hoarder round one, and Bob game. I forget it was 2 or 3. I think it was game 3. Just sat there and just drew us like 4 cards and won us the game. Pretty decent. And equipped the sword too. Like I equipped the sword to the Bob, and it got in there. We're having a redemption for that rock stream. That was so rough. It's what I get for not registering Stoneforge Mystic. You know, Bob in a game, no. That's what I'm saying, man. With Yorion, we have room for Dark Confidants. We have room for a run of Cling. We have room for all these great cards. 80 cards, baby. This is definitely the mid-range deck to play. The Abzan list to play. This is great. How do we make pests? I mean, I guess we can make pests, but it doesn't like 10 to pests doesn't seem that great with like lingering souls and Stoneforge Mystic, all these 1 power creatures. But we can just fly over. We can definitely just fly over. Blink twice, a spider holding you hostage. Help. 26 years, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys want to support the channel, please hit that follow button. If you guys haven't done so already, and if you guys want to check out my past streams, you guys can go to my YouTube, youtube.com/KODiamonds. And if you guys want to get stream updates, you guys can follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/KODiamonds22. I know today was kind of a last minute stream because I wasn't sure what my schedule was going to be this weekend. So all of you who are tuning in, appreciate everyone hanging out on a last minute unscheduled stream. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and hanging out. Yorion is great. Yeah, Yorion is good. It won us game 1 or one of the match ones where it just flew over the board. Like having that 4-mana flyer, that body is just so relevant. And we actually got to flicker a Stoneforge Mystic too. This looks bad. Okay, this could be worse. You have to just keep this. Probably bottom a Goyf, probably. Have 2 removal spells. I'm not following until I get a hot tub ASEAN stream. I saw a picture of someone doing like a hot tub stream, but they're in like a Magic Carp cosplay. I found that to be super hilarious. So funny. I was dying when I saw that. There's the work. Confirmed. Sure. I'll probably just get a Tri-Mana turn. Pretty versatile hand. Basic Swamp is interesting though. Could be just Boomer Jund. Could be anything. Probably not like Death Shadow though. They're tanking. Our hand is pretty thought save proof. 2 removal spells, 2 threats. Take the path. That's really interesting. So I think I'm going to lead on Stoneforge Mystic here. Because it forces them to have a threat. Sorry, a removal spell for this versus like we're playing on my turns versus like if I play a Goyf and they play a Goyf, it's like, well, that kind of sucks, right? Skyclave Apparition is not a bad draw if we can draw land. I bet it's 8 rack. Calling it now. Wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. Who plays Thoughtseize in 2021? Who knows? Is this just like Grixis Lyris? Could be. Okay. Spell Bomb. Goyf down. I probably should have gotten a sword, knowing that we're against some sort of like mid-range deck. Because we're just so far off casting this. They have push. Ooh, Dismember. So we still can't delve into the shadow or not. Could be. could even be a. I'm here in just in time for the 2/3. Not wrong, Grace. Not wrong. I mean, this is. We'll see if the prophecy is fulfilled, right? Like, land. Alrighty. We'll see if the prophecy is fulfilled. There's not gonna be people like trophying, because if they have like fatal push, it kind of sucks. Push in response, baby. Oh. Why did they do that? That means they don't get the token. What are you doing, opponent? What are you doing? Interesting. Interesting line. Do they have the stubs? No stub. I'm going to do this now just because I'm going to exile this now, right? Because I want to shut off Gromag Angler. And Snackcaster Mage. So I think I just do this now. Okay, that's not bad, because next turn we can just go like Inquisition, put Yorion in hand. No. Damn it. Put Yorion in hand. God damn it. Lingering Souls off the top? Lingering Souls off the top. Lingering Souls off the top. Crack this? Oh, that other shadow was brutal. Damn. It's absolutely brutal. Grace, this is all your fault. Grace, this is absolutely your fault here. Probably just board out the Thought Seizes. They probably don't have Gromag Anglers, right? Because they have Scourge. So, like, going like this seems fine. How's it going, Fluffy? Hope you're doing well. Eidolon Plague, man, blah, 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 blah. I think this seems fine. Oh my goodness, Fluffy, thank you for the sub, buddy. Really appreciate you for the sub. We do have to do that Eternal Command co-stream soon. Definitely want to do that. That list definitely looks sweet. Let me just go like this. Losing. Ouch. Oh my goodness. Back-to-back subs. Thank you, Grace and Fluffy. Y'all are awesome. Wow. This is the Grace effect here, right? This is officially the Grace effect. Right? Oh my god. This hand is just awful. Most definitely the Grace effect. I think we just have to go like this. And I don't know if they're going to like... If they're going to play Scourge or Shadow. Probably, discard spell. Probably take the Liliana. Okay, didn't like the card in the hand. It's fair. I think we just go like this and pass. Just to shut off Scourge. Okay, are they on Gromag Anglers? 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can Gromag now. We can just Liliana them, which just feels good. Cool. We can Liliana them. That feels pretty gas. Pretty gas. Sure. Get to look at the top card of my library. You know I have a Fatal Push now. You know I have a Fatal Push. Has a top 5 feeling, yeah. Most definitely, Morty. Most definitely. Okay. Bye-bye. Interesting to see what we draw here. Oh, they have the bolt. It's pretty disgusting. Oh, they have another angler? God, this is so brutal. What is happening? Another lily off the top? Spellbomb's kind of late there. Oh, man. Wow, they just have double angler, and we just had the bolt for Liliana. So now their scourges are online. Definitely. That's the seasoned pyromancer. Interesting. Okay. I guess I just push this and then eat the graveyard. Push this. Exile the graveyard. Yeah, right. That's how that works, right? If we draw Liliana here, we're right back in it. Right back in it, baby. Right back in it. Sack, make a 1/1. Alrighty. Alrighty. How do they have 3 cards in hand? 4 cards in hand. We have 1. How is that possible? Oh, man. What is a Scourge? Scourge is fine. We can also just put Yorion in here if they don't have anything. Aluris. Wow. Okay, we need to untap land now. Untap land. Untap land, untap land, untap land. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. If we had an untap land, we had a shot. That Laris is brutal. I think we just have the E on 3, and the next turn we can like double, like we can crack E and then play Goyf. It's funny how they attack with the Laris, they can't cast their own shadow, which is kind of funny. If this gets K command, it gets K command. Like I don't think we can play around it. Just draw all the cards. Gross. Why is that weird? It's just like blue text box. So weird. Have to try a more consistent version of my deck. I don't think I will. Definitely not happening. Land. We can put Yorion on. That's good too. It's decent. They could already play Shadow here, so. If they have another Luris, I'm just gonna cry. Probably get Sword of Feast and Famine here. So this is good because if we can kind of... Okay, that's fine. If we can get this sword trigger in, we can put Yorion in hand and and play it. Hopefully just have lands in hand. Just lands in hand, please. Untap land. Okay. I think we attack first. Just to get the damage in. Because if we thought Inquisition and they have the removal spell, they're gonna... What do you have in hand? Probably just a bunch of removal and lands. Bolt me. Snap bolt. So go to 5, virtual 2. I think I put the sword in. I think I put Yorion in play. In hand, I mean. Because if they have the removals for the spirit, we have to have another blocker for the snap, right? Because I'm assuming they're bolting the spirit, yeah. So our virtual 6. Okay. Okay. No. Damn it. Oh, we're in Chumpalog mode now. Damn, they that was a really good top deck by them. So I think here you just have to get the Batter Skull. We have enough swords. Wow, they just drew really hot. Unfortunate. I don't think I've ever seen anyone kick Scourge. It's definitely an achievement that I have not seen unlocked. That was just really nutty by them, though. Angler into Angler, Bolt for the Lily. And then they top deck that Scourge, which is absurd, too. And then our Spellbomb was a turn short. Oh, 10 been luck. Take it easy, Grace. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. And thanks for the Prime sub. We appreciate it. Now we can finally 4-1 now. Grace is leaving. We should honestly keep track. It should be a Grace record tracker. We'll have to keep this off the record, but it just means every time Grace tunes in, I'm never gonna be able to trophy. That's just kind of the plan, right? Kick Scourge is busted. Yeah. Pretty good. Sounds kind of awkward. I kind of want to mull in this, especially on the draw. See, this seems a lot better. Bottom sword. Fuck. Why? Why must you do this to me? Which we're on the play. Oh. So we have a shot. We're going to take the dismember here. So they go tower, probably fetch up Eldrazi Temple. And then we're going to... Okay. To regular bet, exactly. All right, Robert. Robert, I believe in you. ETron is definitely popular for sure. I'm gonna keep all with them. Just so like the card we draw bobble, they don't get the TKS. Ulamog. That's greedy. I'll probably take the Kai's Gala here. Oh. Ah. Damn. So they're gonna Thought Knot Seer, right? I feel like we just can't do anything here. I feel like we just have to go land pass. And then they can go... And then they're probably going to Thought Knot Seer us. We Kaya's Guile with the trigger on the stack. Because like going Stoneforge, they're just going to take our Kaya's Guile. So I'd rather just be able to deal with... I'd rather just deal with the Thought Knot Seer. The real question is, why would they not try it? Yeah. Good point. Good point. I'll probably get basic planes here in case we draw Skyclave Apparition. Sack, make a 1/1 here. All these main deck spell bombs are also just absolutely horrendous. Oh, okay, that worked out. The redundancy. But then if they have a land, they just like smash us too, which is awful. They all could also just TKS us too. They could just do second TKS. Probably get the sword I don't really care about. Probably Sword of Feast and Famine here. Kai's got $6 in paper. Now you blame me. Sorry. Sorry. Guys, that's a good magic card. Alright. We can hit a Liliana. We're actually in an okay spot. Alright, Spell Bombs. Gotta cash you in. That's not what I was hoping for. I think I play Spell Bomb, crack it, and then push the TKS. We'll still need to draw an answer to the Thought Knot Seer, or for the Rally Smasher that's about to come down, but maybe I should hold up. We have an answer to the Thought that's the Rally Smasher now. Okay. Hopefully they don't draw Natural Tron. Don't draw mine. All right, this is an acceptable draw because now we take a hit off Smasher and we just go Liliana Bob next turn. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Position probably is just dead, so let's just Liliana. Target them. Play Bob. Attack. I don't know what I'm hoping that they have though. They don't have lands in hand because they miss land drops. So also they have like a Reality Smasher. Is this Ballista? WH0034. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Okay. I'm gonna kill my Bob too. It's a fine exchange, I think. I think I just put Yorion in hand now. So we can just Inquisition first. Ooh, they have a Smasher. We can't block. So we just attack. They probably smash us. They smash us. We go to 2. Like Kaya's Guile, a Liliana, a Path. All these are very good here. Cling to Dust. I guess we just attack with the Stoneforge Mystic. I guess attack with both. No, we just attack with Stoneforge Mystic. No, yeah, we just only attack with Stoneforge Mystic. Because we need to have a body afterwards, right? We're at 1. It's kind of scary. Yorion showing value here. I think we get sort of... I think we get sort of Fire and Ice. How are we winning this game? Yeah, I think we just have to get Batter Skull. We need a way to just gain life. I don't think this Cling is a... Chalice on 1. Damn it. That means we can't Cling. Okay. Block like this. They probably kill Yorion. Good Decay and Cling. It's definitely the line here. Okay, how do we win this game? Attack with the Spirit. I think we can kind of weigh in our decision here if we want to decay the Shaper, which probably do 3, 6, 8, 10, 11. As long as we dodge Urz's Mine. It's funny because this also shuts off Expedition Map. Okay. I think I decay the matter reshaper here. Okay, that's fine. That's an acceptable hit. Luris. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I scared of all this dust? I think I just go Stoneforge Mystic, play out Sword, I think. Yeah, I think I just like going Stoneforge Mystic. Play out Sword. This plays around Thought-Knot Seer too. Actually, do I want to play it out? I don't think I do, because we die to we don't die to Ballista. Because they can only Ballista for 2. But if they draw Thought-Knots here, I think playing out the Sword is worth playing around Thought-Knots here. No Urza's Mine one time. Yes. What a Yorion was so relevant there. Oh, I'm a firm believer now. This is that was definitely relevant. This league is like providing such good data. So Fulminators, Teague, Damping Sphere, Seems Gas. We can probably board out all these Yard Hate spells. Scavenging Ooze is not in the deck anymore, so that's a card that we don't have to trim. I don't think we need to swap swords. I agree with you, Marty. I agree with you. I typically agree with you, but like I've noticed all these Tron players, these ETron players are slowly getting bigger and bigger. Like you saw with like Ulamog and stuff. Like we can beat them in a Minions deck, but like once they slam an Ulamog or like have a Karn that just like a Karn the Great Creator and they would like make a Jillian walking ballista. So I've noticed that like now that ETron's gotten greedier and greedier, Damping Sphere is a lot better. I agree with you. Like historically, like in the past, each like the older Etron versions where they just topped out at Reality Smasher, like I didn't like Damping Sphere, but they're going bigger now, and that's why I like Damping Sphere more. I don't know either. It's very 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 greedy, and then they go Chalice on one, and they can't tutor for it anymore either. It's very weird, but it's why I like keeping 2 Damping Spheres in the main like post board. Typically, I don't. So I do agree with you, but do we just trim the Stoneforge package here? We don't get any value with the Yorion though. Maybe we trim a push and trim a Hex Drinker because Hex Drinker is kind of meh. Cavernous Souls name Expedition map, yeah. Maybe I like Trimlers, because they do have like relics and stuff. That's fine. Let's just roll with this for now. Thoughtseize in the Goyf. Not bad. Power plant. Greedy hand. I think we just take the Karn. Okay. All the Goyfs. If they don't draw a temple... Okay, now they're just going to do that. That's fine. If we draw a fetch land or Liliana, we're okay. Yeah. The fact that they spent a total card just to cast this Thanatos on turn 3 is pretty decent for us. Yeah, but then I also don't have a way to deal with whatever they tutor for, right? So if they get like ensnaring berries, we're kind of fucked, right? Easy. I'm gonna block. Hope they don't draw natural Tron. We just have the whole board to ourselves. All right. Cool. I'm not gonna overcommit to this. All is dust that's looming. You just splash Skate Command? No. I don't do such filthy things. Do I just play the Goyf? Oh, I already guess I already just answered that question. Maybe this is a little too conservative. Okay. That was very lucky. Oh my god. I mean, I think I just go Yorion, right? What are you drawing? Mattery Shaper? Okay, that makes me just want to cast Yorion. Just like fly over, ignore the board. If they like Mattery Shaper, I don't care. Decay. Okay. Oh. I see. I mean, we're winning, right? As long as they don't top deck anything. Blast Zone doesn't do anything. Okay. No, are you kidding me? Their last card was All Is Dust? Oh my god. Wow. They literally naturally drew the tower and then was able to cast All Is Dust. Wow. Oh my god. God, Yorion was so good there too. Oh, they drew the second All Is Dust. Brutal. But this is good data though, right? Like even if like we lost that match, like Yorion is just proving to be very, very valuable, you know? Being lucky, just this is the greatest effect here. As long as he joins the stream, it does not matter, right? Cool. Good hand. Inquisition into Stoneforge Mystic. Why can't they mulligan? Why can't our opponent never mulligan? Ballista, map, spatial contortion. I guess we just take a map here. Yeah, I think we just take the map. So just cut him off Tron. Yeah, we just take the map. Makes our glyphs also just very huge too. We're definitely on the aggro plan here. Trying to sequence if it matters if I need to sequence my lands in a certain way. I think it matters. Ooh, they do temple. That's disgusting. I think I just get Triumph attack, get sort of Feast and Famine. I'm trying to figure if I want to fetch shock and try and hold up path, but I don't think I do. Gotta try here. So do they have mine already? Hope not. I'm just sort of Feast and Famine here. Okay. Ballista for 1. Oh, sure. So I could probably just put Yorion in hand. So no Natty-tron one time. Couple times. You got Natty-tron last time. Are you serious? They actually drew it again. Oh my god. Wow. How's it going, Corona? Okay. Going to path this in response. Don't want them to take the path. I don't know what they would take though. Probably the sword. We can't kill the Karn either. Wow, Karn just shuts off our whole our whole hand. Yeah, I don't know. This is like absurd. Like our GDS opponent just like drew the nuts, and our Tron opponent's just drawing absurd too. I wonder if they minus here. Alright, cool. So now I can kill the Karn. Ooh, Sundering Titan. Oh my gosh. Well, we attack the Karn now. That's step number 1. I think we bubble ourselves and hope to hit like our 1 of trophy. Conceal courtyards. That's a whiff. I think we just get the Batter Skull down now. While we have the mana. That doesn't do anything. I mean, we could play our sword now. It's not bad. They have the Blast Zone too. They play Blister for 1. That's like not the worst. I guess we just have to Skyclave it though. Because like they'll just be able to pump it up like crazy. I'm like I have like such a high like match pair rate against Tron, Mr. Bodingles. Like it's actually kind of crazy. So they only have dull power play in hand. So if we just like can dodge some draw steps here, like we're actually in a decent spot. We draw Liliana, we win the game. Never mind. Unbelievable. So we could play Bob. And then we could draw a trophy into Path. Okay, they have 1 card left. They could probably get Boat. Or another Ballista, probably. And another All Is Dust. That was really funny. So, yeah, they got the Boat. So they probably kill our Bob here. So I think we're kind of dead. They didn't attack with a Worm Coil, which is interesting. I think we're gonna pack it in. No bueno. It's still good data though. I mean, like the Yorion showed value in that match, and I think that's kind of what I want, right? Like the result was kind of unfortunate, but I think this is kind of definitely leaning me towards just having this as kind of the go-to. The extra card has just been so relevant. So relevant. Actually, I'm gonna go get some water real quick. I'll be right back, and then we're gonna finish off this league. Hopefully, we can get the classic 3-2. I see your mana culture cards to music. Oop. That's into some a day to remember. I don't know if you're a fan. But Marty, I know you pointed out like damping sphere is bad, but as you notice, like we can win the mid range game. Like we just actually just outgrew their creatures, right? Like they couldn't attack with their TKS or their alley smashers, right? But then once they slam like worm coils and like sundering titans, like that's when we lose, right? So that's why I'm saying like damping sphere is actually just good against ETron now because they're going big. Well, traditionally they weren't like that, but now they are going bigger and bigger. So unfortunate again, but hopefully we can rattle off a 3-2. This is good. This is good data. I really like this. Even if it's like a 2-3, the fact that Yorion was just really very relevant in a couple of draws that didn't go our way, it's just like I think this is my go-to now. I might want to start tooting excuse me, the sideboard a little bit, but I can't wait for the ETron. Honestly, if there is a prediction going on of like what my last match would be, I think Tron is a very, very safe bet here. Very, very safe bet. I mean, I know the real reason why what's happening though here. It still says what happened here. It still says Grace is in the chat. So this is still counting as the Grace effect here. So I would not be surprised if I went 2-3. How's it going, Chris? Companion is going to be revealed. We're on the draw. Why can't we play against like Mill? You know, we have 80 cards. Mill seems decent, right? I wonder what like the win rate against Yorion as a companion is from Mill. Must be like sub 50%, right? Oh my god. Obosh the Spray Piercer. So we definitely have to play around Blood Moon. His hand is kind of awful, so the Grace effect is still happening here. Opponent is contemplating. This is an easy mulligan. I wish we were on the play here. Just on the thoughts is. Because if they slam a 1-drop, we just can't kill it. Oh, they don't. They don't slam a 1-drop. I think you have to go basic swamp here. Inquisition. Probably Inquisition again. Play the Shambling Event. And then we can turn 3 Stoneforge Mystic, probably. We could just go Gauntlet Shrine, but like I think either just going Inquisition to Inquisition. Like I don't think we want to cast Stoneforge Mystic anyway. Okay, so they have the main deck Blood Moon. So I could just take that. And then we probably just Inquisition the Pillage next turn. Hand is okay. I guess we Inquisition and see if they if they stomp us here. So not getting Gauntlet Shrine, we got really punished. Because now I can't cast Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2. Like, it doesn't matter if it gets Stoneforge Mystic, right? I think I just go Bone Crush. I take the Bone Crusher and the Pillage. Just leave me with 2 removal spells. Yeah, I think I just go Giant Pillage. I agree. I just don't think I can afford to get Gaulish right in there. It's not like the Stoneforge Mystic is resolving anyway, right? Oh, is this like Ponza? This has to be Ponza then. I wouldn't hate a fetch land here. Cling. Okay. I should have clinged first. Oh, nice, Corda. That was a punt. I could have cast Stoneforge Mystic here. Not that it would have mattered, because it's going to get killed anyway, but... And we can also play around Blood Moon. Okay. We're going to play around Blood Moon now. We're going to get a Batter Skull here. I'm surprised they're not putting Obosh in hand, though. So we have Bolt, Unknown. Clothis. You got it. I guess I'll just fetch now. I don't want to draw a land, right? I guess I should go Blur Stoneforge Mystic. Kind of overload the removal here. They're gonna have to bolt the Luris. And I like getting Stoneforge Mystic back so it Yep, that's the line, Etherealize. That is the line. Okay. Yes. Got a Sword of Fire and Ice. Oh, they're getting a land. It's like Glorybringer. Elder Gargaroth. Oh. Damn it. Are they gonna draw? Magus of the Moon. We're gonna flash in Batterskull end of turn. And then we're probably gonna equip a sword to it. Okay. A little too late for that. We could cling next turn if we really wanted to. Nope, they're gonna exile it. Good move, opponent. The fact this has vigilance is pretty gross. We also just can't Yorion anymore. If they attack, I'll probably flash in Batterskull and double block Batterskull and Bob on the Elder Gargaroth. They're drawing a card. We got blown up by a removal spell, but we just need to do this play. We need to get the Gargoyle off the board. But now if they slam the Magus, we can go sword equip the Stoneforge Mystic, and we're actually in a decent spot. What, playing a weird looking Tarmogoyf? Yeah. That was a very, very good trade for us, honestly. Okay. That's fine. Ooh, that's a good draw. Because getting basic planes for Yorion is so good here. Let's do this. I'm going to save the fetch in case I do like a bauble or something. Do this. Push. Okay. If they go Magus, it's actually fine. I'm surprised they're not putting Obosh in hand. Oh, they're getting mana. It's not good. Okay, so they have Magus Unknown in hand. Unless they just misclicked. Because it'll cost 6 mana. Unless it's like double Magus or something. Or like Magus plus Pillage. Oh no. So I misplayed the wrong land. I should have waited until I did that. So now I have to get basic swamp here. And to be able to play this push. So that's a slight misplay. But they're Hellbent though. I guess I can attack, put Yorion in hand. Wait, if they top deck a Blood Moon, we can't attack, we can't cast it. So that really screwed me over. I don't have Cling. They exiled the Cling. Yeah, so that's a pretty big hiccup. If they top deck a Blood Moon exactly here. They don't top deck a Blood Moon. We're in a decent spot. Exile Luris. No Blood Moon one time. Oh, they put Obosh in hand. That's fair. Fair, 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 fair. One, two, three, four, five. We can't activate Shambling Vent. So I think we attack. Pretty safe attack here. Yorion. Shucks. Play a land. We're probably going to cycle this Triome here. If they just spend their turn Oboshing, we have outs. We have like Liliana. We have Path. So we were to cast a Yorion through against the Ponza deck, so now we don't need double planes. I should play Ponza and Claws. So annoying. Yeah, I did too. I did too as well. They just slam Obosh. Oh no. Lily? 1, 2. So we can cycle first. Oops. What undo? So we're gonna cycle, I guess. Lily? Liliana one time? Oh my goodness. And they get to discard the Obosh too? Let's go. Oh baby. That was a decent turn. If I do say so myself. Decent turn. That we can protect her. And if they like draw a Bloodbraid Elf, we can protect it with the Shambling Event. Great top text. All the salty people in chat, you know? I don't know if they're salty. Maybe they're being a good sport about it. You can't really tell. Maybe they're being a good sport about it and I'm just being overly critical. They top tick the land. Perfect. Perfecto. What's great is we can animate this Shambling Event and on top with this sword. We're going to equip the sword here just to gain 2 extra life. I don't know if it's going to be relevant or not, but it could be. No! Damn you, ETron. Damn you, ETron. I'll probably hold the path. Wow. Obosh Ponza, huh? Obosh Ponza. Can't believe we won that game. We beat 2 Elder Gargaroths. Is that insane? Yorion, baby. Yorion, let's go. So what are the cards that we can take out? I think we don't need the Yard Hate unless it's exactly Seasoned Pyromancer. But we can like board an EE because we just, unless they don't have any of like the 1-drop accelerants, we're just kind of interesting if they don't. Presumably we can bring Plague Man for Seasoned Pyromancer elemental tokens. I'm just wondering if I want the second Plague Man. Like, what's... I could see the argument for Fulminator too. But it's like, would I rather have... Like, I don't want to have too many double black spells because then we just are so cold to Blood Moon, right? It's kind of why I'm iffy on these Skyclaves just in this build, because you kind of want to hold up... you want to get black for Thoughtseize and then green for like a threat, and then you can have and then Decay's Live against Blood Moon, but then you can't cast Skyclave Apparition. Your priority is not getting basic planes, right? And I don't want to have too many of these dead draws. I think we're just going to keep it like this, though. I don't think I want too many Plague Engineers. We've made an active Clothis, too. It's brutal. Brutal. And solid. Hopefully they don't have Veil of Summer, though. Classic Obosh versus Yorion match here. They move into 6. Keep. We don't have a green source here, but we just have to hope we can draw one. Basic Forest. Arbor Elf. Okay. Probably the worst draw possible. Worst draw possible. I wish I had a Fatal Push. Drawing Windswept Teeth. Okay. Okay, we just have to nab the Blood Moon here. So they'll probably slam Clothis. Stoneforge Mystic in a bad draw, but they do have Bone Crusher, which is kind of annoying. I think if I draw a green source, I'm gonna just decay this elf. Don't have a green source, so they're just gonna stomp my Stoneforge Mystic. But then we can veil them. Probably get sort of Feast and Famine here. I could also just like Plague Engineer name Elf. That's also not a bad play here. Windswept Teeth. So we have Bone Crusher Giant Unknown. Yeah. Yeah, I like going Plague Man here. So we drew the forest. So I think I'm just going to do that. Got a Plague Man down. This Clothis is also just getting out of control. Getting our opponent 2 life a turn. Just draining for 2. Okay. They go Bone Crusher, which is only on a minus. Unless they go Blood Moon, then that would really suck. Like I said, that would suck really bad. What's kind of cute is I could play this Gauntlet Shrine and constantly untap because of Blood Moon. We need to get this Batter Skull online, hopefully. So we can start like starting to gain some life, right? We're not in a bad spot. Hopefully they just draw Arbor Elves. Just keep drawing Arbor Elves. It's fine. Bone Crusher? Oh. That's fine. That Clothis could single-handedly just win this game. Oh, man. Yeah, if it's like a um if it's like a Unravel the Eighth Year or something. But we have Skyclave Apparition though. Like Skyclave Apparition is fine, right? Oh no. I mean, we're doing this. They pillage the land and not the sword. Interesting. Oh, that Clothis is very annoying. Okay. How do we win this game? Can't believe the cloth has just went all the way. I guess I could have pathed my Plague Engineer, but that's like so loose, right? I guess we just have to attack. How do we gain life, though? Oh. Yep. I need them to block there. Said Kyle's Guile, but like we can't do anything. Because we don't have the land. I guess we could have pathed our Plague Engineer, but that's like kind of loose. Alright, let's keep this again. Pillager's a good top deck for our opponent, for sure. Unfortunately, Plague Engineer didn't do enough. I guess I could have just like not attacked. But then like there's just no way we're winning that game, right? I don't know. I mean, I'm banking on them having like one drop accelerants, right? So if we can blow out their Arbels and Utopia Swells, E is actually pretty decent. And like it's out for like season Pyromancer tokens as well. I've liked E in this matchup. But then again, this is like Ponza without with Obosh as a companion, right? So maybe I'm wrong in this against this specific build. But going E on 3-2 is also pretty decent. Inquisition into Decay is not bad with the redraw. I don't think we actually cracked the bauble yet. Do I? I guess I do because I want the 2-drop. So, oh my goodness, Mana Symbol. Thank you for the raid. Really appreciate it. How was your stream? Hope it went well. We're playing some Abzan mid-range, but we have Yorion as a companion, as you can see here. Testing this out, just seeing how the extra card is working. The hand doesn't do anything. And then we just take the elf here. We can also just take the pillage and decay the elf. I think I take pillage and decay elf. I think he said he top 8 with. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Good job, Zach. That's awesome results. Yeah, I think I like pillage here. I think I like taking pillage and then decay the elf, and then they're just so slow out of the gate. And then we're kind of on a Yorion plan. Or we could just play Tarmogoyf too. What's up, teeth? Stomping ground. You got it. Okay. Bob is also a great draw. They do have the stomp though, so we're gonna play lead on Goy first. So teeth. So they have stomp up. We're gonna play our Mars flats. Yeah. Skyclave is humongo. Let's see if they stomp here. If they don't stomp, I'll probably just put Yorion in hand next turn. They're shocking. Okay. Okay. Do they have the Blood Moon? If they have the Blood Moon, it's kind of okay. They pillage, it's whatever. Okay, that's fine. I'll probably save this in case I draw like a push. So I can like push Bob, play Shambling Event. Just doesn't matter. I mean, this Goyf is just going to outrace them flat out. Play the Bob. I wonder if I want to play Shambling Event just to have bodies. I think I do, just to present lethal, right? Like, double swamp technically doesn't really matter. Like, if they slam a Blood Moon, I don't think I care. That's a cute emote, Etherealize. It's like a Boston Bull Terrier emote. It's really cute. I'm a fan. I am definitely a fan. Okay, I don't know any of the cards in their hand. They have Sprawl. Okay, that's pretty brutal. They discarded... Oh, the Gargaroth? Wow. Sword of Fire and Ice. One time off the top. Let's go. Sword of Fire and Ice off the top. Come on, Robert. Two removal spells also just wouldn't be a bad draw either. Since I have the fetch, I'll just crack this now. Get a basic planes. Sword and Fire and Ice one time. We have 2 draws, thanks to Robert Confidante. Okay. We just go Lurse, bubble ourselves, see if we want to crack, and then so we Lurse, bubble trick ourselves, and then we play whatever land if we want to keep on top of our shuffle, and then we play Tarmogoyf. Okay. Robert Confidante. Kind of don't think I want to draw the Bob. So I'll get another Tarmogoyf here. Ooh, cloth is disgusting. Okay, they have Obosh in hand. Sword of Fire and Ice one time. So much value. Oh, we reveal the Lurse. Okay, we have the path. Pretty lucky. Do we just win? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Need 7. So if we Path Season Pyromancer. If we Path Season Pyromancer, the cloth this is off. We attack with double Goyf. We attack with everything. They block Goyf. 3, 5, 7. Yeah, so I think I Path Season Pyromancer. And then, like, they have a Windswept Teeth in play. So, like, they have to fetch Shock for a red source. So, even if they have both, they're just dead. So, we Path the Season Pyromancer, activate Shielding Vent, and attack with everything, right? No, because I don't want to crack the canopy because I need 2 white sources. That's not Shambling Vent. Yeah, so I think this is safe here. This is absolutely safe. We know they have a Bosch in hand. Guess that was a dumb use of Bauble, right? Yeah, I know their last card. It's a Bosch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 7. So we path this, they block Goyf, and we win. I just want to double check. Yeah. Yeah. So we're good. Yeah. We win the game. Robert Confidante. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. We went 3-2, But like our losses to the Grixis Death Shadow was like pretty nutty, and then we lost to ETron just naturally drawing the Tron land. Like this deck feels good. Like it feels really really good. 1 in 11. Well, it's funny because also, Grace, right when you started tuning in, we played against bad matchups. We played against ETron and Ponza. So beating Ponza, it's fantastic. I don't know. This deck is a lot of fun. Just being able to like fit all the cards I want to play in the Abzan deck, right? Like I want to play Cling, I want to play Dark Confidants, I want to play all these 3 drops. Yeah, I really think this Yorion version is probably the better version of Abzan because like that this Yorion was so relevant today, so relevant. I'm actually pretty excited. Like I'm really happy with the result. Like even if it's just a 3-2, I feel like it's when you're like kind of trying out a new deck, it's really you shouldn't be results oriented too much, right? Like you're gonna play against your bad matchups, especially a deck like this where like you're just a BGX deck and everything's kind of 50-50. And I would argue like you really want to base how the deck feels, right? How does the deck feel when you're playing it? And having that Yorion in the side is just like super powerful. It was ironic that I just never put Yorion and casted it in my first league with it. But like I think this league has shown that this is just very, very valuable. Just having a 4/5 flyer that can ignore ground things and then just equipping a sword to it that can't get pushed or bolted, that's so powerful. So this is great data. I'm really happy that the deck performed good, and I appreciate everyone tuning in, all you guys hanging out and kind of trying this deck out because it is definitely kind of an experiment for sure. Um, that's Abzan Stoneblade. Like no one's playing this, right? But like, the eighth card is just so powerful, and I think as long as Companion as a mechanic is legal, I think every mid-range deck just needs to utilize it, whether it's Luris as Companion or even like our opponents. Like I would argue Ponza's kind of like a mid-range deck, right? In certain matchups where you're trying to kill things, you lock. It's like semi-prisony with Blood Moon, but like at the core, it's kind of a mid-range deck, right? You're just trying to like control the board and just like attack your opponent and win. And I think Obosh as an eighth card is fine for them. Luris as an eighth card is good, right? And I think we need to be in the same boat. Like every deck is like you're either having a companion as a companion in your sideboard and you have an eighth card in hand, or you're playing stuff like Tron or ETron where you're just like the eighth card does not matter. You're just trying to kill your opponent. And I think that's where the meta is right now. Or you're playing Heliod where you're like it doesn't like you're playing a combo deck, right? You don't care about the eighth card. You just want to gain infinite life and win, or you want to you have the Ballista Infinite combo too, right? So like I think at modern, like if you're trying to play fair, you need to extract all the value you can to play mid range. And I think if you have access to an eighth card in hand, you're taking it. You're 100% taking it, and that's kind of my thought process in building this deck. And I think this shows that like you need that eighth card to compete. Granted, it's just only a 3-2, right? But like my past 3 leagues with um this specific version, I think I changed one card. I added an extra Plague Engineer instead of like a Kasali Prey Mage, I think. But it's like I think my last 3 leagues were 4-1, 4-1, and then now a 3-2. So it's like we have a very positive win rate, right, as of just this experiment alone. And I think it's definitely worth exploring. So I'll probably try this again on Tuesday. That's when my next stream will be. And then Thursday I might switch it up. I might play something else depending on the mood. I like to play like other like I like having Thursday as kind of like my switch up list. I play Orzhov, or I play Rock, or I might play Jund actually if I can get the Cruxes. I'm actually thinking about playing the Junder Dome's Bone Crusher list. I think Marty went like 10-0, 5-0 or something absurd. So that's on my to-do list to try. I know someone that follows my Twitter wanted me to try a Orzhov Stoneblade list with like silencers and like the witch, the 3-mana witch that has like ward or whatever. So plenty of things in the queue, but will you play again this exact next stream or classic list? I want to like Aetherlays now that I've like gone 3 leagues in with the Yorion with this specific white version. I think like this is probably my go-to version because I have plenty of data with the classic version, the 60 card version, right? And I know how it feels, and it's I think having access to again like Dark Confidant, Skyclave Apparition, where I normally don't have room for it, I have room for it in 80 cards, so it's like a two. It's there's two reasons to play 80 cards: the eighth card and to play all these extra cards that I can main deck Lingering Soul, Skyclave, Luris, and Kaya's Guile. So I definitely think this is probably my go-to list. I think I still probably want to get more data on it, so I'll probably do another league on Tuesday, and I might do another league next weekend and see how it goes. But I'm probably like over 65, over 70%, and I think this list is probably better than just the 60 cards. And again, I think it just comes down to you needing that extra card in hand. And just again, just a 5 out of 4/5 flyer is just hard to deal with in the format. Doesn't die to bolt, doesn't die to push, doesn't die to decay. Like just flying over the board has just been so relevant against like the Soul Hoarder deck, right? That was like the perfect example, or like Ponza. So yeah, I think this is going to be what I'm going to be playing on Tuesday, and I'll probably play. I'm probably leaning towards the Jund list that Junderdome 10050 twice with, which is absurd. I think the only card I'm missing is Bone Crusher, or not Bone Crushers, Seasoned Pyromancers. Do I have Seasoned Pyromancers? I don't have Seasoned Pyromancers. I might not be able to play Jund unless I. Oh, I have this. Do I have Seasoned Pyromancers? I know I have Ren and 6. Oh, I do have Seasoned Pyromancers. But I don't think your list does, right? I think Bone Crushers are cheap. I think the only card I'm missing is probably Croxa, which I don't have. But I'll see what I'm missing, and I might just try to do it. There are no season PZs. I have to take a closer look at this because I saw like 3 Bone Crushers, obviously a Bob's. I have the mana base of Jund, I think. I just don't have like the newer ones because I haven't played Jund since like the snow days where I felt like Jund was the best mid-range because you need Ren and 6. So I think the only card I'm missing is Croxa. But I might reach out to people on my Discord to see if anyone has any Croxas I can borrow. I might try to do that on Thursday. But other than that, I really appreciate everyone for tuning in. Let me thank Grace and Fluffy Wolf for resubbing. Really appreciate that. I want to thank Mana Symbol Zach for rating. And if you guys want to support the channel, please hit that follow button. I'm going to spam the socials here. If you guys want to check out my past streams, you guys can go to my YouTube, youtube.com/KODiamonds. And then if you guys want to check out my past, get stream updates, you guys can follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/KODiamonds22. My next stream, again, will be Tuesday evening. I'll probably be playing this, probably the exact same 75. I don't know if I want to change anything else. It feels pretty solid. Can't complain with, 414132. But other than that, yeah, let's raid someone, send someone some love. I usually like to raid someone who doesn't have that many viewers, to send love to the smaller streamers. Because I know when I'm still am a small streamer, and when people send me other raids, it means a lot to me. It makes my day. Even like when Zach raided me, it was awesome. PNT DRPR. Is he on here? PNT. I don't see that username, El Rodeo Sand. I'll just raid this person. If 4 viewers, let's do it. How's it going, El Rodeo Sand too? I think that was the first time I saw you say something in the chat. But again, really appreciate everyone tuning in. Stay safe, stay healthy. Follow me on Twitch if you're watching this on YouTube. Check out my YouTube if you haven't. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't as well. Take it easy, stay safe, stay healthy. Yorion looking solid. Pretty happy with it. Catch you guys later. Stay safe. Bye. Dolly says bye. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.